All right, this video is on solving linear systems. So let's get started. There's a lot of ways that we can solve systems. We can solve them by graphing, or we can solve by substitution, or we can solve by elimination. Graphing is great if the numbers are small and you have a graph, but unless they force you to do it, I wouldn't graph. Substitution is great if one of the equations says x equals or y equals, but most of the time it won't. So the most efficient one is probably elimination. And the goal with elimination is if we were to add these together, something would cancel out. And on number 1, if we add these together just like they are now, the y's would cancel out. So 2x and negative 3x is negative 1x equals 10 plus 9 is 19. So to solve, we'll divide by negative 1, and x equals negative 19. All right, now that we know that, now we can find our y. So we're going to take this negative 19 and plug it in for x, and you can plug it into either one. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to do it in the first one. So I'm going to take 2 times negative 19. I plugged it in here because that is an x. Okay, plus 6y equals 10. So I get negative 38 plus 6y equals 10. Add 38 to both sides. So I get 6y equals 48. So I end up with y equals 8. Now we're going to write our final answer as an ordered pair. So you do the x first and then the y. And that's our answer. All right, let's look at number 2. Now if we looked at number 2, I can add them together, but 3x and negative x is 2, 2 and 3 is 5, nothing's going to add out. And so what we do for elimination is we multiply either one or both of the equations by a number so that when we do add them together, they'll eliminate each other. Now, if you look at the x's, I can multiply this bottom x by 3, and then it's going to be negative 3x, and negative 3x will cancel with positive 3x. But if I look at the y's, there's no number I can multiply 2 by to get 3, and no number I can multiply 3 by to get 2, so I'd have to do the y's in 2 steps, but the x's I can do in 1. So I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by 3. So the top equation, I'm just going to recopy, it stays the same. The bottom equation I multiply by 3, and I get negative 3x plus 9y equals negative 15. Now when I add them together, I get 11y. 4 negative 15 is negative 11. And I divide, and y equals negative 1. All right, once I know one of my variables, I'm going to plug it back in. And you can plug it into either one, but because I have y, I got to plug it into the y this time. So I have 3x plus 2 times negative 1 equals 4. So 3x minus 2 equals 4. Add 2 to both sides. So I get 3x equals 6. So x is 2. But again, remember to write your final answer as an ordered pair. X first, and then y. All right, let's look at number 3. Number 3 I can multiply. I'm looking at the x's. There's nothing I can multiply 2 by to get 3. So I'd have to do it in 2 steps, and there's nothing I can multiply 3 by to get 2. But if I look at the y's, I could multiply this bottom one by 2, and that would give me 6, but they both be positive, so that wouldn't be helpful. So instead of multiplying by positive 2, I'm going to multiply by negative 2. So on the top, I get 3x plus 6y equals 15, just recopying it, haven't changed anything. On the bottom, negative 2 times negative 2x is positive 4x. Negative 2 times 3y is negative 6y. And negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. 3 and 4 is 7x. The y's cancel. 15 and 6 is 21. So then when I divide by 7, x is 3. Now that I've got my x, I'm going to plug it back in and find my y. So I'm going to take 3 times 3 plus 6y equals 15. So 9 plus 6y equals 15. Subtract 9 from both sides. So I get 6y equals, 15 minus 9 is 6. So y is just 1. Write your final answer as an ordered pair, x then y. All right, let's look at number 4. On number 4, There is no number I can multiply 2 by to get 9, and there's no number I can multiply 5 by to get 21. So that means I'm not going to be able to do it in 2 steps, or just in, said that wrong. I'm not going to be able to do it by just multiplying one equation by a number. I'm going to have to do both. Now, since x's we got a positive and negative, and y's we got a positive and negative, it doesn't really matter. The work is the same, but the 5 and 21, those numbers are pretty big. 9 and 2, those are a little bit smaller, so I'm going to work with those. And the least common multiple of 9 and 2 is 18. So to get this to 18, I'm going to multiply it by 2. And to get this to 18, I multiply by 9. I do not need to make any of them negative because one's positive and one's negative already. So that gives me 18x minus 10y equals 90. And then over here, I get negative 18x. And this would be plus 189y equals negative 90. Now when I add those together, the x's cancel. I get 179y equals 90, and negative 90 is 0. Now before you panic, when you divide by 179, 0 divided by anything is just 0. All right, now that I've got y, I'm going to plug it in to get x. Make sure you plug it into the right variable. It does make a difference. So I get 9x equals 45. So x is 5. Write as an ordered pair. 5 comma 0, because you have to put the x first, then y. Okay, a couple more to look at. Number 5. Okay, there's nothing I can multiply 2 by to get 3, and there's nothing I can multiply 2 by to get 5, so I'm going to have to multiply both equations by something. The y's have the same sign, so that means I'm going to have to change signs somewhere. It's not hard, but more chances for making a mistake. The x's are opposite signs, so there's less chance of you making a mistake. The least common multiple of 3 and 2 is 6, so to get 6, I'm going to multiply the top equation by 2 and the bottom by 3. So on the top, I get 6x minus 4y equals 34, and then I get negative 6x minus 15 equals 42. Okay, the x's cancel, and I get negative 19y equals 76. Divide by negative 19, so y equals negative 4. Now that I know what y is, I'm going to plug it in, so I have 3x minus 2 times negative 4 equals 17. Well, this is really negative 2, so negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Subtract 8 from both sides, so I get 3x equals 9, so x is 3. So my final answer as an ordered pair is 3, negative 4. Make sure you write the x first. All right, last one. Okay, well, if I look at the x's, I can multiply 3 by 2 to get 6, or I can multiply 2 by 2 to get 4. It doesn't really matter. I'll just try and eliminate the x's. Now, if I just do 2, they're both going to be positive 6. That's not going to cancel, so I really need to make it negative 2. So when I do that, that gives me negative 6x, negative 4y equals negative 10. So now when I add those together, the x's cancel and the y's cancel, so I'm left with 0 on the left, and on the right, I'm left with negative 7. Well, this isn't good. Does 0 equal negative 7? No, it does not. So this is no solution. Now, there is another situation that may come up. Same thing, but instead of getting 0 equals a number, it's not going to work. You might end up getting 0 equals 0, and in that case, it's all real numbers. That's it.